Imagine building $1 million company all by yourself. No employees, no giant team. Sounds kind of like sci-fi, right? Well, today, we're going to break down how AI is making this a real possibility right now. So let's kick things off with a pretty wild prediction. We're talking about a one-person billion-dollar company. And this isn't just some random idea. It's coming from people like OpenAI's Sam Altman. I mean, think about that for a second. A huge idea for sure. Okay, but $1 billion feels a little out there, right? Like something for the distant future. So let's bring it back to Earth. What if you could use this kind of power today to build a fully automated business from the ground up? And what if you could do it in, say, under 30 minutes? Yeah, less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite show. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. How is this even possible? We're going to dive into a platform called Nebula. And this was built by Furkan, who co-founded AppLovin, a company worth around $180 billion. So, he's not just theorizing about this stuff. He's actually in the trenches building the tools to make it happen. So the whole concept is actually really simple on the surface. You're basically working out of an interface that looks and feels just like Slack. You just type in what you want done. But, talking about it is one thing. Let's actually see it work. This is where it gets really, really cool. Okay, so check this out. Furkan types in a super simple command. It's like he's just talking to an assistant. Notice he isn't giving it a bunch of complicated instructions on how to do it. He's just saying what he wants. Hey, make me a 3-slide deck about Nebula, and make sure it's aimed at founders and VCs. And boom, this is where the magic really kicks in. The AI agent basically turns into a software engineer. It thinks for itself, makes a to-do list, and then starts writing actual Python code. It then uses what's called an API, think of it like a special key to unlock other apps, to get into Google Slides and build the entire presentation, all by itself. No human intervention. Okay, so what just happened? How does a simple line of text turn into a whole slide deck? Let's peel back the layers here and really understand what's going on behind the scenes. It's time to meet your new AI team. Now, this is a really important distinction. We're not talking about a chatbot here. A chatbot, it can answer your questions. An AI agent is something else entirely. It's like an autonomous employee. You can give it a big, complex project and just walk away. It'll figure out all the steps, find what it needs, and use real tools to actually get the job done. So here's how it breaks down. It's a pretty straightforward 5-step process. But the absolutely game-changing part, the agent does all of this on its own. It plans its own strategy, writes its own code, and sees the project through to the end, all from that one initial command. And I love this quote from Furkan because it just nails the big idea here. For years, software engineers have had these incredible tools to automate their work. This is about bringing that exact same power to the rest of us for all the non-engineering stuff we have to do. Okay, making a slide deck is cool, for sure, but that's kind of like the appetizer. What happens when we try to build a whole meal? Let's really push this thing and see what happens when we try to build an entire, fully automated business. In this case, a blog that creates its own content. So you can think of this like a recipe. The human is the chef who decides what to make. They provide the key ingredients. Okay, the topic is VR apps and games. The sources are these specific influencers and news sites. And I wanted to have this kind of writing style and look. And that's it. The AI agent takes that recipe, does all the chopping and cooking, and serves up 3 brand new articles every single day. And get this, the craziest part, the total time it took to set up this entire automated business, from the initial idea to it being up and running and producing content every day, was less than 30 minutes. Let that sink in for a second. All right, so the big question, did it actually work? Well, the results are kind of mind-blowing. For 15 days straight, the system just ran itself. It researched, wrote, and published 3 articles every day. And after that initial 30-minute setup, with absolutely zero human help, the blog started getting about 100 visitors a day. Okay, so an automated blog is a fantastic proof of concept, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. The real power, the real revolution, comes when you start applying this idea to run an entire company. Just picture it. You're running your whole business from a simple interface like Slack. You've got a channel called #blogautomation, where an agent is handling all your content. Over in #lead generation, another agent is digging up sales leads 24/7. You've got other agents running analytics, testing your website, even answering customer support emails. each one a specialist on your team. But this brings up a huge and maybe even a scary question. If literally anyone can spin up these tools to do all this stuff instantly, then where's your competitive advantage? What makes your business special? How do you win? And here's the answer. The how, the basic execution of tasks, becomes a commodity. It gets cheap and easy. The advantage shifts to the what and the why. It shifts to your superior taste, your unique direction, your creativity. You could even create an AI critic agent whose only job is quality control. It would review the work of the other agents and make them redo it until it hits a 9 out of 10 standard that you set. Your taste becomes the product. So you see, this isn't just about getting a new tool. It's much bigger than that. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how we work, a new partnership between humans and AI that's going to completely change the game. Just look at this division of labor. On one side, you've got all the grunt work, right? The data crunching, the repetitive writing, the tedious stuff that we all hate doing. The AI agents are taking all of that over, and what does that do? It frees us up to live entirely on the other side, focusing on the big picture, the creative strategy, the direction, the stuff that humans are actually good at. All right, we've gone through a ton of information here, so let's pause and do a quick recap of the key takeaways from today. So, what did we learn today? First, AI agents are here, and they're basically a digital workforce that can write code and connect to real-world services all on their own. Second, you can stand up a fully automated business like a blog in literally minutes. Third, this isn't just for blogs. You can apply this to almost any part of a company. And finally, and this is the big one, our job shifts from doing the work to directing the work. We become the strategists, the creative directors. So, the AI can now handle the how. It's becoming faster, cheaper, and more accessible every single day. That leaves just one big question for you. What amazing what are you going to build? Thanks for watching.